Destroyed, brah. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Well, you're waking up to a lot of stuff going on.
We would like to thank the following sponsors
the opening drive. At least we're on the air. If you're flying today, you better check with the airline. If you are doing anything today, it may be slow. There is a worldwide, a global cyber outage going on this morning, which is affecting things like Olympic preparations and air travel. However, it seems to... This is wood down here, right? Not have affected the opening drive. So good morning to you and happy Friday. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and Gato Alberto sitting in for JJ today. Hey, what's up, Bob?
I'm awake.
Appreciate that. It's a big part of getting to this job early in the morning.
It's Friday. I've been doing this all week long. So.
We've been doing this for...
You've been doing it a long time.
16 years next week on this show. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it'll be our 16th year anniversary on this year program. Yeah. We started out, we were an 8 o'clock show, 8 to 10.
Yeah.
And then I remember getting the call in, hey, you're going to 7. I'm like, cool. So we're going to get about a third more money, right? Yeah, no. Just you start coming in an hour early. Like, all right, I get it. All right, well, I appreciate you getting up this morning and doing this. Let me give you an update. So there is sports going on, even though there's a global cyber outage currently affecting so much of what's going on. The Open Championship, somewhat used to be known as the British Open out at Royal Troon in Troon, Scotland, is underway round 2, and it is an Irishman and a couple of Englishmen at the top of the board, and it seems appropriate since it's their championship. Shane Lowry is your guy. He shot an even par today. Well, he's out there still on number 16, so he's even on the day. He is 5 under par. So let me just give you an idea what's going on as far as this golf course. There are 163 gentlemen still playing. Started with 166, John Daly, Ernie Els, and Romain Langasque, I believe is how you would say it, all withdrew. So you had 166 dudes start this golf tournament. And as we are midway through the second round, there are 20 of them. That is incorrect. There are 15 of them who are under par. 15 out of 166. It is a hard golf course, playing hard at Royal Troon. Shane Lowry is your leader, along with Daniel Brown, both of them at -5. Brown's one over on the day. He's on number 11. Lowry is on 16. He is even par for the day. Tiger Woods is not going to make the cut. He is struggling. He just now missed another par putt on 17. He is 14 over par. And so of the gentlemen who are still on the golf course, Tiger Woods is in 160th place out of 163. And we'll get into what that means for Tiger and all that. So your leader, Shane Lowry, Daniel Brown, both tied at -5. 2 strokes back is Justin Rose at -3. Top American is Billy Horschel. He is -2 and tied for 4th with another American, Scotty Scheffler. Yep, right at the top of the leaderboard, the best golfer in the world. And Russell Henley, along with Nicola Hogard, Dean Burmester. They're all at -2. So it's Scheffler and is there, and then Xander Schauffele at -1. So you got a bunch of Americans. What happened to Justin Thomas, you ask? He was the leader when you went to bed. He is on the 4th hole right now, -1 for the tournament, but he's 2 over so far on the first 3 holes today. So a rough start for JT. So keep you up to date as that goes. But again, Shane Lowry, Daniel Brown are your leaders at the Open Championship as we play the second round. Justin Rose at -3. Top Americans, Billy Horschel, Scotty Scheffler, and Russell Henley, all 3 strokes back. And as far as Tiger, man, look, and I've been asked a lot of people, what's going on with Tiger? What's wrong? Look, he's in 160th place, and he is a 48-year-old reconstructed gentleman who is not playing competitive golf. And I've said this a bunch of times, and even the great Tiger Woods. I don't think he could have done this in his prime. Maybe he could have. Just gone out and played once a month, played the majors. Now let's see what happens next year. He says he's feeling better. He says his body feels better. Okay. And I hope that's right. I really do. And if he's going to continue to do this, maybe next year he plays in a few more events and get sharp. You cannot, period, period, go out and play once a month competitively and expect to contend with these young studs who are so good in their prime, the best in the world. Okay. Then you throw in the fact that he's 48, that he is reconstructed, that his leg is obviously limiting him, his back. You just can't do it. Everybody's like, what's wrong with Tiger? That's what's wrong with Tiger. Don't ever forget what Tiger Woods was. Tiger Woods was the best we've ever seen. Tiger Woods made golf cool. Tiger Woods, for a whole faction of people. Tiger Woods up the purses. Tiger Woods is the most influential, and I will argue this, and we can have this conversation if you want. I would argue the most influential athlete of our time in regards to what that athlete meant for their game. I'll entertain it. You can tell me Serena, you can tell me Michael. I'll listen to all of that. But what he did to raise these purses to where they are, there's no live golf. There's not Tiger Woods. There's not guys. There's no international fervor for it. He took it to another level. What's wrong with Tiger? I keep hearing. He's 48. He's reconstructed. He's playing once a month, trying to find lightning in a bottle against the best players in the world who are in their prime. That's all. And you just can't do it, man. It'd be like, Bob, if you whatever you enjoy doing, do it once a month and go out and do it against the best in the world. You can't compete.
No, and golf is...
It's witchcraft.
Some people call it that.
Yeah, it's so damn hard, dude.
It is. And it's not something you can do. Like you said, you can't play once a month.
Yeah, no matter how good you are.
Yeah, it's something you have to do every single
day. And that's
day.
what these guys are doing, man. And that's why, you see the Scotty Schefflers in their prime, the Xander Schauffele's at the top of the leaderboard every single week. There's Shane Lowry now, a guy who, is a little older, a little pudgier, but he's playing all the time. And he's at the top of his game. And so Tiger will not make the cut. There's going to be some big names that don't make the cut. The projected cut currently is 4 over par. And so there's a lot of names on the outside, including Phil Mickelson, who shot a 3 over today. And so he is +5. I'm looking at some of the names that already played today. Man, you got a lot of guys. Ricky Fowler's out. He's 6 over par. Stuart Sink is 6 over par. Rory McIlroy goes off this afternoon. He is 7 over after yesterday. Louis Oosthuizen will go home early. Just a lot of big names that are not going to make the cut. So we'll keep an eye on the golf, but that's the story, and that's your Tiger Woods story for you. 14 over, he's got 1 hole to play. He will not make the cut, and I'll keep you up to date as we go. All right, let me give you phone numbers and a guest list, and here's what we're going to do today. Area code 505-246-0610 is the phone number to get here. You can talk to Gato Roberto or Bobcat. Is that a right translation? Bobcat, Gato Roberto? I think that's right, isn't it?
Well, remember, I'm a gringo from Denver, and my high school Spanish.
So you don't really know? I probably should ask my kid.
It sounds right, because I remember.
Well, Gato is cat.
Yeah.
And Roberto is Bob.
Right.
And so and then it goes, Spanish, they flip them.
Yeah. So it works for me.
All right. Well, it works for me too.
The callers.
And you've been called a lot worse than that.
I certainly have.
By a lot better, I'm certain. Yeah. So Bob will catch your phone call, 505-246-0610. Emails, Jeff@sportsanimалabq.com. JJ will be back on Monday. If you want to send him something, you can. I mean, JJ@sportsanimалabq.com. On the Facebook, you can catch us, The OD in the AM. You can even watch the show there. Adrian produces on ProView Networks. You can watch us on Xfinity Channel 26 throughout the state of New Mexico, and on our Facebook page, and on the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. And, of course, the text line is open for you. You can just thumb a text at me. 505-246-0610. Justin Thomas, your first round leader for par. He has gone 3 over on the first 4 holes. He leaves that one short, and he has dropped all the way to even. That's how hard this game and this golf course is. All right, let me give you a guest list today. I'm going to go in reverse order for you. So the TBT, the basketball tournament, the winner-take-all $1 million tournament starts today. And the enchantment is that New Mexico-based team, which is coached by former Level great Kenny Thomas and has a lot of guys with New Mexico ties on it. They play at, I believe it's 3 o'clock our time. Let me get the exact time for it. It could be 2 o'clock our time. I think it's 2 o'clock our time against a team of former Boise State Broncos. It is 2 o'clock our time at the Petita Center in Houston. And it's a single elimination. You win, you advance, you lose, you be done. And so they're playing a once a Bronco team. Kenny Thomas is their coach. He's in Houston. He's going to join us at 9 o'clock. We'll get a preview on that and catch up with Kenny 9 o'clock. 8:30, we'll talk golf with Nick Nee. He is the director of golf out at the San Diego Golf Club. We will get you a golf tip, and I'll get his thought on Tiger, see what he thinks of what my opinion is, and catch up with him. I know he's watching the Open Championship. And then I haven't decided, Bob, if I want to do this at 7:30 or 8, but now that we're at this, I think we'll do it at 8 o'clock. I think this is going to be really timely. We're going to have a conversation with Nate Dreiling. We've already had the conversation. Nate Dreiling, you're like, I know that name. He was the defensive coordinator for New Mexico State football last year. And it was the architect, basically, that defense that was the best in Conference USA, that helped New Mexico State to a 10-win season, an appearance in the Isleta New Mexico Bowl. And when Jerry Kill left, he was one of the top candidates to replace Jerry as the head coach. New Mexico State opted to go with Tony Sanchez, who's scheduled to be with us on Monday. And so Nate Dreiling went to Utah State. Well, you heard a couple weeks ago that Utah State's head coach, Blake Anderson, had been put on probation, and yesterday was told that he was fired. And I will get into all the reasons why. Nate Dreiling is the interim head coach. He is the head coach for Utah State. And so I think you're going to enjoy the conversation that we do at 8 o'clock. He talks a lot about New Mexico, loves New Mexican food, but just taking over that job, getting the call the Thursday before media day. Basically, all right, season starting, you're the defensive coordinator. Dude, what do you know about the offensive side? Because you're the head coach now. And he's a young man. This is his first head coaching job. And I think you'll enjoy that conversation. And the timing today is perfect for it. So we will do that coming up at 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock, Nate Dreiling, 8:30, Nick Nee, and 9 o'clock, we will talk with Kenny Thomas. 505-246-0610. When we come back, I got all kinds of stuff for you today. And we're all over the place. Who's the real number 8? Who do you think of? What quarterback do you think of when you think of number 8? Well, there might be a legal dispute over this, and it might be generational to you. Your quarterback, their quarterback, Cowboy quarterback, Ravens quarterback. It's going to court. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The sports animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on? Who are you guys?
Well, sir, I'm going to pick you up at the DWI checkpoint for drunk driving.
And that's when I have to come down to get you out of jail.
Well, temporarily. I'm Judge Torres.
They call him the Hammer. Hey, hot off the presses, champ.
I'm real proud of you, honey.
Way to make them happy back home, Captain.
Who's that?
That's your new buddy in jail.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This is was my family. Drunk driver hit us, and my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us, and my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Board at the Open Championship, the Irishman has gone to 6 under par. Play number 17, he is 1 stroke ahead of Daniel Brown, an Englishman, who is at -5, and then Justin Rose at -3. Billy Horschel, Scotty Scheffler, Russell Henley amongst the Americans who are at -2. We've gone down to 14 gentlemen now who are under par out of 166 who played this golf course. That's how hard it is. Justin Thomas was your overnight leader. He is 3 over after 4 today and dropped to even so far on the tournament and struggling a little bit in the former San Diego State Aztec, Xander Schauffele, putting for birdie. Wow, totally misread that. And he is 1 under. It's the opening drive. Jeff Simbieta and Gato Roberto, 505-246-0610. All right. I don't know if you do this. Like, how do you remember phone numbers, addresses? Like I remember addresses. If somebody tells me, oh yeah, my address is, I don't know, 9923. I'm like, oh yeah, I got that. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan. I can remember. Right?
Yeah.
How do you remember numbers?
A lot of them I don't anymore.
Okay, fair enough.
The cell phone, with its memory,
Yeah.
has taken over.
Yeah, you don't need memory anymore, man. I got a phone. I get it.
I've got some numbers still stuck in my head.
No, I'm down.
Like the very first phone number from my parents' house. I still remember that.
Yeah, the kind of stuff that we had to remember back in the day when what was our phone number as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I played this game over the years. You know, who's the best player to ever wear number 4? Kenny Thomas will tell you it would be him. Brett Favre would tell you it would be him. We play this game all the time. Who's the best number 3? Is it Babe Ruth? Is it who 23? Well, it's Mike, right? I mean, so it would go on. What do you think of when you think of number 8 as a quarterback in relatively modern times? Lamar Jackson wears number 8. He's the reigning National Football League most valuable player. Well, he's challenging maybe one of your favorite Cowboy fans, Troy Aikman, the use of their shared number 8. And the challenge is in a U.S. Patent and Trademark Office complaint. There's federal records on this. So Lamar Jackson, who owns or has applied for several trademarks using the number 8 in various phrases, says Troy Aikman's attempt to use EIGHT, capital EIGHT, capital letters, on apparel and bags would be, quote, likely to cause confusion or cause mistake or to deceive, end quote, the purchasing public as to whether they're buying products from Jackson or Aikman's company. This was how Lamar Jackson's attorney wrote it in a July 9th filing. Jackson, quote, has expended considerable time, effort, and expense in promoting, advertising, and popularizing the number 8 in connection with his personality and fame, and is well known by this number due to his notoriety and fame, along with his promotion of this number in his trademarks and in media coverage, end quote. All right, you don't get to own a number, dude. You just don't.
Trademarking a number?
Yes.
I didn't think you could do that.
Like Chris Paul. Do you know what Chris Paul, the basketball player, you know what his nickname is? CP3. It's one of the worst nicknames ever. It's his initials and his number. CP3. Cute.
Isn't that from Star Wars?
Yes. C3PO.
Yeah.
C3PO from Star Wars.
Okay.
It's kind of from Star Wars, but not
quite.
really. So the Ravens quarterback, through his attorney, has filed 2 appeals to the trademark office against FL 101, a company that lists Troy Aikman as one of its directors, targeting its use of EIGHT on apparel and bags. FL 101 is listed as the owner of 9 trademark applications for the use of 8 on a variety of consumer products, including beer, beach towels, and energy drinks. Jackson and Aikman both wore number 8 for the entirety of their professional careers. Aikman wore number 8 in college at UCLA. Jackson wore it at Louisville. Aikman played 12 seasons for the Cowboys. He's now the Monday Night Football analyst for ESPN. Jackson has applied for trademarks on multiple uses of this number, 8, including Era 8 by Lamar Jackson. Era 8. You 8 yet? Is a question mark. And a logo of a stylized wild dog over a shield with 2018 Era 8 by Lamar Jackson. Look. Depending on your era, and you may even think of somebody else's number 8, right? I want to say Yogi Berra wore 8. I could be wrong. Maybe that you're of that era, you think of 8. You don't get to trademark a number, do you? And just say nobody else can use that number in branding?
That's what I was saying. I didn't think you could trademark a number.
But evidently you can.
Maybe in a phrase, like you were saying. But just a number?
So this is Christine Farley, a law professor and intellectual property expert at American University. Quote, some of the instant reaction is like, how can you own a number?
That's me.
The truth is you can own almost anything you think of as a trademark. You can own a smell. You can own a sound. You can own a single color. You can own a single number, end quote.
Well,
how is that even like
that's why you've heard it or maybe you haven't. You know, you go to law school and you learn how to thread an elephant through a needle.
Evidently you do. Yeah. This expert said that the attorneys for Aikman's company might argue that consumers would not be confused by the presence of a number when it comes to purchasing a project. Their company said that they're fighting over a damn number. By the way, Kobe Bryant wore 8.
Okay, yeah.
Steve Young wore 8. Cal Ripken wore 8. Yogi Berra did wear 8. Carl Yastrzemski wore 8.
But
Alex Ovechkin wears 8.
But they're not marketing merch.
I'll bet they are. I mean, Kobe's not, but I'll bet somebody is on behalf of Kobe. I promise you that almost all those people are somehow, well, Carl Yastrzemski's passed, Yogi Berra's passed. But I mean, right?
But they're not.
Use their number to market merchandise, but not under the term 8. And what if you use 8, you use the number, but say ATE? You spell it differently. I don't know, man. All I know is
you just made me hungry.
It boggles my freaking mind that you can own a number. And I got 2 quarterbacks fighting over who's copyright and who has the right to market that number. It's insane to me.
That's why lawyers are rich.
Well, that's why some of these guys are rich.
Yeah.
I just want to go out and trademark every damn number or copyright every number.
Yeah.
I want to own the trademark and the copyrights to all the numbers.
Well, we need a lawyer.
And then let somebody buy it from me.
Yeah.
You want to buy 24? It's a worth to you.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, does LeBron own 24 and 6? Crazy, right?
If he's using the number in a marketing,
or 23 and 6. Kobe was 24 and 8. LeBron would be 23 and 6.
If you're using it as part of your marketing, then I guess you can.
But I'm going to tell you that there's plenty of people who listen to this show, Cowboy fans of a certain era. You say, dude, Aikman's the number 8. The hell with Lamar Jackson? What's Lamar Jackson ever won? A couple of MVPs, but he's never won a Super Bowl. Never been to one. Aikman won Super Bowls.
Yeah, that he did.
It's bonkers to me. All right, 505. But
that's why we're not lawyers.
Yeah, that's real. All right, I'm not big into list radio. And I know I just said earlier that I think Tiger is as an influential, and I would argue best if you want to have that conversation, but most influential athlete of our generation. Even though he was 14 over last I looked, and he just ended at how did he do on the last hole? He made par on the last hole, so he's done. He was 14 over. He's tied for 149th. But ESPN put out a list of the top 100 athletes of the century, of the first basically 24 years of this century. What do you think of the list? I got thoughts on it. I know you do too, because everybody looked at this thing. We'll do that when we come back. Coming up at 8 o'clock, Nate Dreiling, former Aggie defensive coordinator, is now the interim head coach at Utah State after the firing of Blake Anderson this morning. Nick Nee at 8:30, Kenny Thomas at 9 on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety.
Everything's going into one central point.
But here we are.
And yes, we're still on the air.
Paris Olympics Organizing Committee said today that the impact of this global cyber outage on its operations was limited. Ticket sales were unaffected, but accreditation and uniform deliveries have been affected. We're 1 week out from the Olympics, so they're dealing with that. I wonder how it's helped with cleaning up the river.
Had to bring that up.
Yeah, well, yes. The global outage. So just be careful if you're traveling.
Maybe a road trip instead.
Yeah, call ahead, try to figure it out.
Well, no, that wouldn't work because credit cards.
Are credit cards not working?
Well, I heard banks.
I've heard that too. Yeah. All right. Well, figure it out or don't. We got, man, it's crazy. 15 guys under par at the Open. Shane Lowry is your leader, -6. He's playing 18 right now in the second round. Daniel Brown is 1 stroke back at 5 under. You got Scotty Scheffler, who has moved up to -3. There's Scotty Scheffler, the best golfer in the world, looming at the top of the board, along with Justin Rose. Both of those guys are at -3. Billy Horschel and Dean Burmeister and Russell Henley at -2. And the overnight leader was Justin Thomas. Where'd he go, man? He just keep falling and falling. Where the hell is he? Last I saw, he was at he was at even for the day. And I don't know what happened to him. He was just falling and falling. He's struggling. Like, honestly, I don't see him. There he is. Holy smokes. Justin Thomas is 5 over after 5 today, and he went from leading the tournament to +2 and tied for 31st. Tiger Woods will not make the weekend. The cut was 4 over par. Tiger was 14 over par and tied for 149th place as we speak. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and Gato Roberto. All right, so this list came out. And look, man, lists are just for exactly what this is, right? Have a conversation about them. Tell them how stupid they are. Tell them how wrong they are. I'm not a big list radio guy. I'm not, hey, here's my list. Although we do them every period, every once in a while. But I know this has been such a topic, because it's ESPN who put it out. And there's controversy at the top. And before I heard who it was, I had some thoughts. So I don't know what the criteria is necessarily. It is the greatest athlete of the 21st century. So we're in 2024, right? Is it Tom Brady, the quarterback of the best dynasty ever? Is it Lionel Messi, the best player in the world's most popular sport? Is it LeBron James, who's won 4 NBA championships? Was it Serena? Who is it? And they went different. They went with Michael Phelps. Like, all right, define best, and that's where we get into these semantics. And I'm curious where you are. So it was Michael Phelps, Serena Williams, Lionel Messi, LeBron James, Tom Brady is your top 5. Roger Federer 6, Simone Biles 7, Tiger Woods 8, Usain Bolt, and then Kobe Bryant. And I'll work my way backwards, and there's 100 of them on here. Kobe, and again, what is best, right? What does best mean? Kobe was killed in a helicopter crash in 2020. Was he better than LeBron? You guys have this conversation all you want. In this century, he won the NBA Finals in 2008, 2007, 18-time All-Star, 15 times All-NBA, 12 times All-Defense. But if he didn't pass away, I wonder if he'd be higher. Usain Bolt has been unbelievable. Tiger did so much of his damage in the previous century, because otherwise I would have Tiger higher. And it says even after a record-breaking career in which he won 82 times, 82 on the PGA Tour and 15 majors, 281 consecutive weeks he was number 1. And you still wonder what he would have been if he didn't have injuries and some of the self-inflicted problems. But Tiger's 8. Simone Biles 9. Do you put Tiger by Simone Biles? Probably. I do. Roger Federer, who was just insane at what he did. He was so good. 20-time major champion. Tom Brady 5. LeBron 4. Messi 3. I would add Serena at the top. Serena would have been my number 1. And my reason for putting her in front of Phelps would have been she did it on a yearly basis as opposed to basically every 4 years. Now, Michael Phelps, record 28-time Olympic medalist. 23 golds, the most gold medals at a single Olympics when he won 8 in Beijing in 2008. At the 08 Beijing Olympics, he hit 8 gold medals, more than any athletes in a single Olympics ever. He broke world records 7 of 8 races. Throughout those games, right, people tried to crack the code on what made him so great. He's the most decorated Olympian of all time. I'm good, man. I have no problem with him being top 5. I just don't have him at the top. And I have Serena doing it because she did it year after year. She's the only one on this list who won a championship whilst pregnant. Michael Phelps didn't. Even Tiger didn't win whilst pregnant. 23-time major champion. Second most by any player ever. Record 365 major match wins. 73 career titles. She's my number 1. But I'm just kind of curious where y'all are. And who was left out of the top 10? 11 was Novak Djokovic. 12 was Rafael Nadal. Man, it's hard to argue either one of those guys being out. Ronaldo, 13. Steph Curry, 14. Katie Ledecky, the swimmer, 15. Tim Duncan at 16. Shaquille O'Neal, 17. Mahomes is too low at 18. I'm just telling you, he's too low. Lewis Hamilton, auto racing, 19. And then Aaron Donald from the Rams at 20 with Diana Taurasi at 21. Mahomes is too low. Now, I know it's only been the last bunch of years, but he's too low on this list. In fact, of the center, well, where do you put him, right? Who do you put him ahead of? It's an interesting list, man. Curious to your thoughts. I would have had Serena at the top. Well, Jeff, she's a woman. I mean, how could she be the best athlete of all time? Because she was the best athlete. I probably would have had Tiger a little higher. And I know my semantics, and we'll play this game. And Shane Lowry just walks off the course with another birdie on 18. So Lowry is your leader, -7. He hits this probably about a 25-foot birdie putt on 18 to walk off. He shot a 69, and he is your leader by 2 strokes going into the weekend, at least as of now. I would have had Tiger higher. I think he's the most influential athlete on this list. Jeff, how can you say that? Kobe and LeBron and Federer, and yeah, I get it. Phelps. Tiger did more for his sport overall, for the longevity and for the future of his sport than anybody on this list. What does that mean? I don't know. Are swimmers getting paid way more because Michael Phelps won 28 Olympic medals? Maybe more people are swimming. Maybe they are getting paid more, but are they getting paid to the place where golfers are? Did the popularity of that sport swell because of Michael Phelps? A little bit. But honestly, do you watch swimming anytime outside of every 4 years? Do you sit down in the odd year and watch the World Swimming Championship? You probably don't, do you? Now, there's 1 or 2 of you who do. But you watch golf. We're watching the Open Championship. You watch all 4 majors. Well, I did before, Jeff. Did you? And were the purses where they are now? Were the fields as international? Did they look like they do? Was there diversity in that game before Tiger Woods like there is now? There's not a chance. If you don't want to tell me he's the greatest athlete of all time, I can listen to that. It's inarguable. He's top 10 in this century, and we can have that covered. But in our generation, influential? Tom Brady was really good, but football was going to be great and popular with or without Tom Brady. It is afterwards. It was before. It'll continue to be. Did Tom Brady make the game any more popular? Maybe in Boston, maybe in New England. Did Roger Federer make tennis more popular? Yeah, we can make that argument. You can. I'll listen to that. But Jimmy Connors, John McEnroe, Bjorn Borg all came before him. So did Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer. I get it. But the purses were never like they were. Interesting list, man. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big list radio guy, but if you want to get in on that, you certainly can at 505-246-0610. Area code 505-246-0610. Would love to hear your thoughts on that. Coming up at 8 o'clock, Nate Dreiling is going to be, a conversation with him, the Utah State coach, the former Aggie defensive coordinator, who now finds himself a head coach for the first time. Wasn't plan on it 2 weeks ago, but he is now. We'll hear what he has to say when we come back. With the heat rising, and it's been hot, you know it. Driving without window tint can be unbearable. Can I introduce you to my friends at On the Spot Automotive Detailing? They've got you covered with top-notch window tint services. They are a certified 3M dealer. What does that mean to you? They've got the best product on the market. You can ask them about ceramic tint block. It blocks 99% of UV and infrared rays. Keeps your car looking and feeling cool. Get the professional tint you need. On the Spot Automotive Detailing. They will also come to you and detail your car at your convenience, where it works for you, when it works for you. I love when they come over to the office. I'm in because I'm busy. I'm in the office. You are too. I get a text. I go outside. My vehicle looks and feels and smells like the day I took it off the lot. And I got people standing around going, whoa, how do I get that? I'll tell you how. It's really easy. You can call them at 505-859-2859. Area code 505-859-2859. Or you can book right there online. It's all at otsdetailing.com.
This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I give you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. For great locations.
The TBT, the basketball tournament, starts today. The Enchantment, the New Mexico-based team, will play once a Bronco, the Broncos of Boise State. That'll be at 2 o'clock our time in Houston. We're going to catch up with the head coach, Kenny Thomas, coming up at 9 o'clock. See where the roster is. They've lost some players. Derek Giddens went overseas. Chris Cunningham won't be playing. So how are they? And look at Kenny's thoughts coming up on that. The trade in the NBA yesterday, and so the Nuggets are going to end up with Russell Westbrook. So Westbrook's going to join the Nuggets after he got traded from the Clippers to Utah. You're like, wait, what? How does that happen? So the Clippers and Jazz did a sign and trade with Russell Westbrook. Okay, The Clippers got Chris Dunn from the Jazz as part of the sign and trade. Clippers and Dunn get it's a 3-year, $17 million contract, non-guaranteed third season. Okay. Utah gets a second-round pick swap in 2030 and the rights to a center named Balsa Koprivica, 57th pick in the 2021 draft. So Westbrook goes over to Utah, and they're going to waive him, and then he's going to be picked up by the Denver Nuggets. He's 35 years old. He opted into his $4 million contract last month. Clippers president of basketball operations, Lauren Frank, said, though, that he recently talked to Westbrook's agent and told him to try to find the right fit for him after Paul George left. So Russell goes to the Nuggets. How does that help them? Their general manager is Calvin Booth. Calvin Booth said on Altitude yesterday, quote, "I think we need some help in the backcourt. We're going to try to continue to identify that and survey the market. We have a roster spot left, and I think we can add a high-level guard, and we'll be happy with that," end quote. That seems to be Russell Westbrook. Nugget fan, how you feeling about that? Westbrook's a veteran. I think he's adapted to his role where he doesn't need to be the guy anymore. He's a former MVP. But I think he's gotten to the point where it's like, all right, he understands what he is and what he is not. And can he fill a role with Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and that team? And we'll see. So that went down. Team USA. Again, we're a week away from the Olympics. The United States men's team was able to practice with Kevin Durant for the first time Friday. That's today. They're over in London. It's already happened. Like they're I don't know, 7-8 hours ahead of us. Durant's got the right calf injury. Steve Kerr's their head coach said he's hoping that he can get Durant into one of these last two tune-up games. They play South Sudan. I'd love to know what the spread is on that. So you may or you may not get a little Kevin Durant against South Sudan, let alone in the Olympics as we go. Well, I'll watch that for you. I know you'll watch that as well over the weekend. And this is one other basketball thing, and this just continues to blow my mind. The odds to win NBA Rookie of the Year continue to move, right? Summer League does that, and odds move all the time. Zach Edey of Memphis, the number 9 overall pick, the 7'4" center out of Purdue, is now the consensus betting favorite at the sports books. But the most popular pick is not Zach Edey. It's Bronny James. I'm like, I don't see a scenario, period, where Bronny James can win Rookie of the Year in the NBA next year.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
Yes.
How?
Because people know his name, man.
Well, you did say the popular.
Yeah, so there it's like, well, whatever, man. I'll throw $20, $50 at Bronny and see if I can win at 250 to 1. So I throw $50 at him and I win,
But that's only if he's
got to win. Otherwise, we're throwing it away. Yeah. So more bets have been placed on Bronny to win Rookie of the Year than any other player at a bunch of sports books in Vegas. He's getting nearly 1 in every 4 bets that's placed on Rookie of the Year market. This is at ESPN Bet at BetMGM.
Okay. Well, people have their favorites.
No, I guess. BetMGM.
But it's not based on facts.
Well, I mean, no betting is.
Well, that's true.
No betting is. BetMGM took a bet on $1,000. Rookie of the Year bet on Bronny at 250 to 1. There's some guy in Ontario. DraftKings said that only Zach Edey had attracted more money than Bronny. 4-figure bets, like $1,000 or more, on Rookie of the Year. That's rare. Betting on any award typically is really light 10 months before the winner's announced. But the bookmakers said they're noticing an undeniable interest in Bronny. The amount wagered on BetMGM's Rookie of the Year market is double what it was compared to this time last year. So he's good for business, man. He's great for business. I just don't see it. Like I'm all about finding me a long shot. I really think this guy's going to be good, and he's in a good situation. And and he's going to get to play. And so he might be rookie. You know what? I like the odds at under 50 to 1 or whatever. I'll put $20, $50, $100 down. Right?
As long as that's not your rent money.
Yeah.
Play responsibly.
Play with what you can afford to lose, 100%. But I just don't see a scenario, and I'd love to know. Like the guy put $1,000 now. What's your scenario? Do you just believe in some sort of conspiracy theory where, Bronny's there and LeBron's gonna make sure his kid plays, and he's even if he plays, man, what have you seen that makes you think he's good enough, A, to play, and B, win Rookie of the Year? God bless you got the money to throw around. And winning these bets are fun. All right, coming up next, Nate Dreiling is the head football coach of Utah State. He is the guy who last year was the defensive coordinator at New Mexico State. And about 2 weeks ago today, found out that he was a head coach because his head coach got fired today or last night. It's the opening drive. You're going to enjoy this conversation next on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom!
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico
for 5 years running.
It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
NFL camps are opening this week. You're going to get college football camps opening here next week. And interesting stuff in the Mountain West. You've got 2 schools in the Mountain West who literally in the last 2 weeks have made a change at head coach and have interim coaches, young coaches. Fresno State with Jeff Tedford stepping down for health reasons, and Tim Skipper, who was the head coach when the Bulldogs won the Isleta New Mexico Bowl back in December. He is now going to be the interim head coach this year for Fresno State. And another guy who coached in the Isleta New Mexico Bowl is a head coach. That was Nate Dreiling. He was the defensive coordinator at New Mexico State. And he finds himself now the head coach at Utah State. Utah State informed Blake Anderson yesterday that they are firing their head coach for alleged actions back in 2023 that the school claims violated university policy. They said significant violations related to reporting requirements. Quote from the university, the reporting requirements include a prohibition on employees outside of the USU Office of Equity from investigating issues of sexual misconduct, including domestic violence. Additionally, it claims Blake Anderson failed to manage the team in a manner that reflects Utah State's academic values. That was a quote. Anderson's attorney, Tom Mars, sent a 70-page response, and they are going to counter, and they're going to sue Utah State. So all that can go play out in the courts. It's the opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and Gato Roberto. Meanwhile, what about football? Who's the head coach? And Nate Dreiling is familiar to many of you, certainly to Aggie fans, as the guy who was the architect of the defense that helped New Mexico State to 10 wins last year and got them to their second straight bowl game and a championship appearance of the championship game in Conference USA. So I was at Media Day last week and spent some time and really enjoyed Nate, spent some time with him the night prior to this conversation. But this is a conversation that he and I had a week ago yesterday about becoming the head coach, and he'll talk about New Mexico, his affection for certainly the New Mexican food, and how all of a sudden, boom, you go from being defensive coordinator to now you're a first-time head coach. And it was a guy who certainly wanted the head coaching job when it opened up at New Mexico State. Here's my conversation with Nate Dreiling.
All right, I don't give out a lot of awards, and it doesn't matter. Nobody's giving out awards. Best dressed head coach, Mountain West Conference Football Media Days, Nate Dreiling, Utah State. Named head coach, interim head coach last week. Most recently, you're all going to remember him as the defensive coordinator at New Mexico State. Last game he coached in was the Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Congratulations first on the position. I know it's not ideal. I know it's not the way you want to be a head coach, but you got a wonderful opportunity.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, it's been a whirlwind, not just for me, but obviously for these players, right? So the biggest thing we're going to do is make sure that we come together and come out this thing more resilient. And everyone talks about facing adversity. You don't expect that to happen July 3rd unless you're the British. But here we are and battling together, and it's going to be a fun year and hopefully make something special out of it.
I don't want to dwell on this, and I'm not asking you to go into details, but obviously you go to work with Blake Anderson, and you feel deeply, as everybody loves Blake Anderson, and he's going through the situation he is up there. You're walking a fine line, aren't you? I mean, you've got a new boss, you got your loyalty to friends, and first and foremost, you got a family, and you got to take care of these kids. It's, welcome to head coaching, huh? Nothing else to do but that. Oh, and then, hey, go coach a football team.
Yeah, no, exactly. The biggest thing is, and what I've been telling people, it's not really a 50,000 point view right now. It's diving in, rolling my sleeve up, and finding out what these players need. Because ultimately, if I can give them the platform they need to be successful, right, then that's doing my job the best as I can. If I start to get overwhelmed and look big picture, right, that's not what we need. It just needs to be players focused, and that's going to be the priority as we move forward.
Nate Dreiling is the interim head coach at Utah State, and how's your football team? I mean, I look at it, and I wonder if you even know, right? You were probably focused on the defensive side, know what you got, getting to know the players, probably getting to know the restaurants in town, and now you got to look at the whole thing. How's your football team?
Talent-wise, we feel very comfortable. Offensively, it'll be one of the most talented teams in the conference. And then defensively, that's where Utah State has been lacking, right? That's what they hired me on for, to help fix this defense. So I'm still going to be the defensive coordinator, and we still have all the pieces in place. One thing we're most excited about is the depth we provide. You can't win championships in this conference, right, or any conference, unless you have depth, and that's where we can continue to build.
You have great receivers, always have up there. You may have one of the best in the country, huh?
Yeah, Jalen Rose is special. I've already figured out my fall camp plans. When I'm on DC and they throw the fade ball to the air, I'm going to run to the offensive side so I can start clapping. You literally can't guard this guy. It's unbelievable. There's a reason he's projected second-round pick, right? And I won't be surprised if it's a first-rounder by the end of this season. But what he also provides as far as work ethic and how he sets the tone is phenomenal. But then with that, right, now you have like Micah Davis in the slot. You have so many weapons off of that when you have that go-to guy that the defense can't account for. So it'll be a fun year spreading the ball around and getting them to our playmakers in space.
You got Spencer at quarterback. You feel pretty good about that?
Spencer is this. Everyone in New Mexico knows Diego Pavia and how tough he is. Spencer is the exact same toughness. Now, I'm not saying Spencer's beating Diego in wrestling, but he is going to be a tough kid that the community rallies around, that this team rallies around. And if you can play great defense and you have a tough quarterback, you have a chance to be successful.
Nate Dryling's with us, the head coach at Utah State. You know this league, maybe not as intimately as you will, 8, 10, 12 weeks from now. But in New Mexico State, you played a lot of teams in this league. Difference between this league and maybe Conference USA where you were for the last few years?
I would say this. The top talent in the Mountain West is much higher than Conference USA. And I think just talking to the coaches that they have here, I mean, there's a lot of big-name coaches that have been around a lot of big programs, right? So not only do you have to worry about, one, recruiting at a high level, but we got to make sure we don't lose games by getting out-coached. So that'll be on me. But ultimately, right, it's just football. It's the same football field as always. It's the team that plays the hardest has a chance to win. Just like I learned from Jerry Kill, right? If you get players that want to love each other and do whatever it takes to win, then you have a chance.
How much Jerry Kill is there in you? I was just talking to Jay Sawville in Wyoming, and he spent 15 years with Jerry, and you make it your own program, but it's like in life, right? You pull a little from everybody you've worked with, but yet you become you. What was it like working for Jerry for the last couple of years, and how much of that is who you are as a coach?
It's obviously very beneficial right now. So Coach Kill is like a unicorn. You look at his track record, it's truly remarkable what he's been able to do at institutions that, quite frankly, have never won. So hopefully some of his magic rubs off on me. I want to avoid some of the negative stuff that he brings to the table, because this dude is crazy and he was phenomenal to work for. And you want to talk about someone that can motivate people to get stuff done, there's no one better in the country. But he's talked to me numerous times and has been so beneficial for me in this process. So I will continue to lean on him forward as I go. But I truly love that guy, and he means so much to me.
Nate Dreiling is the head coach, or the interim head coach at Utah State. All right, you walk into the room yesterday, they had a 3:30 coaches meeting. You sit down at the table. At what point, maybe it was before you even walked in the room, or maybe it was halfway through, or maybe it was when you went to bed, did you say, I belong here? You see Jeff Tedford and Bronco Mendenhall and Troy Calhoun, and you're at that table now, and you belong there. Was there a moment for you to look around and say, damn, what am I doing, or did you immediately fit in?
Honestly, it's just humbling. I don't know if I deserve this opportunity, but I am so grateful that I was chosen to help lead these young men, and just humbled and extremely happy to be here. Hopefully, these guys will like me as a person, but on Saturdays they hate my guts. So if I do that correctly, then we're having a good season.
For our audience, if you don't mind, and there's a lot of Aggies and people in New Mexico watch what happened. How was that ride down there? People still are saying, how did that happen, right? An Aggie fan is now they have expectations, and now you're a different Aggie in a different color in a blue suit. But that place, that ride, can that be sustained? I know you know Tony Sanchez, the new head coach. Can they sustain winning down there in that conference?
I think the biggest thing that Las Cruces was starting for was having pride, right? Because it's such a fun fan base, and me and my family absolutely love living there. If someone listening to this would send me Andale's flat green chili enchiladas with the egg on top, I will give you my address. I miss that more than everything. But getting this community out, holding their chin up high, because it is the working class community that you talk about all the time that rolls their sleeves up. And what Coach Kill was able to do was put a product on the field that they were proud of, right? So, yeah, can it be repeated? Absolutely. Obviously, a lot of things hit. You had a local kid at quarterback who everybody loved, and you had a head coach that knew what it takes to win at a program. But I have nothing but the best wishes for that program and all those players. I still know a lot of them, but man, my heart is out there for Las Cruces. You guys mean so much to me, and I appreciate the time there.
You mean the food's different in Logan than Cruces?
Yeah, the Mexican food's a little different, but it's a fun place.
You
man.
talk about the players. You got a bunch of those players at Utah State right now. You took some with you.
Yeah, I think we'll be right around 5 defensive starters that we'll brought with us. So the cool thing is, and I guess more proud thing is that these kids wanted to follow me, right? So it's one thing you recruit them and they're there, but if they want to come back for a second time, I think that means a lot to me personally. But no, if we will take whatever we can to help jumpstart this defense, and if it takes a little Aggie magic from the south to get it up north, we'll take all the help we can get.
Aggie to Aggie, still an Aggie, just different color. All right, lastly, as a head coach now in this league, there's a 12-team playoff, and I'm going to switch over to wear my bowl hat as a bowl director now. And you played the Isleta New Mexico Bowl last year, and I preach it. I know the value of bowl games. Theoretically, Utah State's playing for a spot in the 12-team playoff. Realistically, not everybody in this room is, and maybe you're there. So what are you playing for? And from where I sit, a couple losses in the season, aren't you playing for a bowl game? What does a bowl game mean to a program now as we go forward? I know what it used to mean. People say, oh, it doesn't mean anything. I say you don't get it. I've looked in the student-athletes' eyes. I've hosted them for 18 years. I know what it means, but from a coach's standpoint, what do bowl games still mean?
Yeah, when I was at Pittsburgh State, we were playing in Division II is bracket systems, and there's some bowl games. So my senior year, we didn't make the playoffs, but we ended up at a bowl game. And here's what it provides. It provides these college athletes to be around their best friends and have the best time of their life for 2 to 3 more weeks, to be around the people that they're going to talk to and build relationships with. It means absolutely everything. Everyone, yeah, would we love to go to the playoffs? Awesome. 12 teams make it, right? So that's extremely hard. But if we can continue just to give these opportunities for these kids to be around each other, right, and not only that, but to be a spotlight for the community and give the fan base something to cheer for, right? There's not enough games in football. There's 12 games a year. Baseball and basketball get all the love all the time, right? So giving fan bases another chance to come together, right, to root, right, and to be proud of a product. And that's ultimately what it does, what it provides.
You tell me not to root, but I'm rooting for you. I always appreciate the conversation. Good luck. I know you're drinking out of a fire hose, but go get it done.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you guys.
All right, Nate Dreiling, and you can respond to that. I enjoyed it a lot. I hope you did too. I got on the text line. You're already in. How do we know if he's any good? And we don't yet. Where is it? I just lost it. It says, how do we know if little Skippy Nate is even worth a bleep? He only played strength of schedule 131 out of 133 last year and absolutely got curb stomped in the last 2 games. We don't. We know that his defense in his league was really good, and we know they won 10 games. And I don't know. I mean, you can say they played 131 and got curb stomped. You're right. They were pretty good when they played Auburn, weren't they? I mean, can you at least give them credit for that? Like they did go in there and beat them, right? He shut him down. He was the architect of that defense. We'll see. All I know is I like him, and I'm, like I said at the end, I'm rooting for him. He was the only coach in a whole suit, Bob. I mean, coaches, some more sports coats, most in golf shirts, and there was Nate in his blue suit, Aggie blue.
Yeah, I caught that at the beginning of the interview.
Yeah, it was the best dressed. Are you gonna respond to that? I got a lot of thoughts coming out of that, including we called Jerry Kill just crazy, right? It's the opening drive. Nick Nee at the bottom of the hour at 8:30. I'm glad you're with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Channel.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. eBay.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road.
You know, I've done this for a lot of years. I always really enjoy these conversations. And most of the guys with whom we'll hear, and I think I got 6 more of these. I spent some time with before we recorded, spent some time with the night before or before, and I've known many of them. So I had a little bit of a relationship with Nate, but this one's different. And a guy, and again, I'll read you the text. It says, how do we really know if little Skippy Nate is even worth a bleep? He only played a strength of schedule 131 out of 133 last year and absolutely got curb stomped his last 2 games. I mean, do we know if he's going to be good as a head coach? We don't. I mean, he was a good defensive coordinator at New Mexico State. When they played like talent, he was really good. In fact, when they played up against Auburn, I would tell you they were really good. Now, players make plays and coaches put you in position. But yeah, if you want to say they gave up a lot of points against Liberty in the championship game and against Fresno State, they did. They did. Now, Liberty was undefeated and represented the Group of 5 in the New Year's Six. They got smoked by Oregon in the Fiesta Bowl, and then Fresno State put it on them. They put 38 points on them. They did. But they also went into Auburn and shut down an SEC team who the next week damn near beat Alabama. So you give them a little credit for that. They were really good in their league. So we'll see. Will he be a good head coach? I hope he's ready. I like him. I'll just give you that. And a guy that got put in a position. I want you to think of this. So you move your family to wherever you move, right?
Yeah.
Across the country, in this case, from Las Cruces to Logan, Utah.
Yep.
You go to work for a guy who you have a relationship with. He's your boss, but he's your friend. And right before you get into the thick of it, your boss gets fired, and they tell you you're now the boss. Your buddy who you went to work for, the person for whom you moved your family across the country, or
Yeah, it's strange.
And you've never done that job. You've never been a head coach. Now I know he was considered for the New Mexico State job when Jerry Kill left and Tony Sanchez got the job. But we'll see. To the text, I don't know, man. I mean, any more than we know how good Bronco Mendenhall is going to be, or how good Sean Lewis is going to be at San Diego State, or any of these guys. We don't know.
Yeah. When you're head coach, the first time you do it, there's only one first time.
That's right.
And that's how you start proving yourself.
I learned a long time ago. Well, I learned a long time ago the difference between can you do it and have you done it.
Yeah. I have to.
My first time when I was in school working for ESPN, holding parabolic mics on the sidelines for $75 a game and helping set up remotes out at the sports arena, and to when I took over as executive director of a bowl game and something. I mean, have you ever done it? Hell no. Who's done that? I mean, honestly, how many people have ever done that?
Who can mentor you?
Yeah, I know, but yeah. I'm pretty sure I can do it. But have you done? And it's the same thing with Nate. Have you done it? No, but can you do it? And he believes he can. Now, his team was picked, towards the bottom anyway, talent-wise. So it's a tough one for him, right? How good are they? He's got a really good receiver. I think he's got an okay quarterback. And how good are they going to be? Other than that, we're going to see. But it's not like they've been ripping it up anyway. I think they were 6-7 last year, and lost in their bowl game. All right, 505-246-0610. Lobo Hobo said, "Holy bleep, where's July gone, Chuffy?"
It's gone bye-bye.
Still trying to figure out what happened to June. It doesn't help Babalu's talking about back to school. July 19th used to be the middle of summer vacation.
Yeah.
I know, dude. It's over. I mean, I don't know. Somebody once told me about the older you get, the faster it goes. My 18-year-old was like, "Dad, the older you get, the faster time goes." I'm like, yeah. Yeah. It flies. Yeah. All right, let me give you a leaderboard at the Open Championship. Tiger Woods shot a 14 over. Obviously not very good. He's out. Shane Lowry is your leader. He shot 200 today. He's -7, 2 strokes better than Daniel Brown, who's -5. Justin Rose is 4 under. And then a group that includes Scotty Scheffler and Billy Horschel is at -2. There are only 12 golfers out of the 166 who are under par. Xander Schauffele is one of them. Patrick Cantlay is one of them. They're both -1. Jason Day's at -1. Rory McIlroy just started his round. He's out there now. He was +7 yesterday, if you recall. Jordan Spieth is +3. Justin Thomas, who was leading most of the day yesterday, is +3. He's 6 over for the day. So the cut is projected now. It's dropped all the way to 5, +5. So we'll see where that goes, and if it moves a little bit, how the afternoon plays out. All right, when we come back, scheduled to talk to Nick Nee. He is the director of golf out at the San Diego Golf Club. I want to talk to him a little bit about the golf course, the Open Championship, Tiger a little bit, and guys like Shane Lowry at the top. And we'll get you a golf tip. That's coming up next. It's the Opening Drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is brought to you by Blake's Lottaburger.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Evergard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Cross-Camara here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Adventure is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the pennies.
Being played at Royal Troon in Troon, Scotland. An Irishman, an Englishman, and an Englishman. 1, 2, 3. Shane Lowry is your leader after 2 full rounds for him. He's 7 under. Daniel Brown from Great Britain is at -5. He's playing the 16th hole, and Justin Rose is out there at number 10. He's -4. Top Americans, Billy Horschel and Scotty Scheffler at -2. Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay at 1 under. There are 157 golfers who started this tournament, and there are 11 of them who are under par. That's how hard the golf course is playing. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta. We'll get back to your phone calls in a little bit. Love Fridays at 8:30. We get to get out and talk to the director of golf out at the beautiful Sandia Golf Club. He is Nick Nee. He joins us, and I know you're watching the Open. Good day, sir. How you living?
Good day. Absolutely watching up. I love this event because we get to wake up, we get championship golf right away. So that's good.
Yeah, no, it's not often that during our show we get live golf, so I love it. The golf course is brutal, man. This is the test, and this is what they want, and it's kind of a perfect Shane Lowry golf course, isn't it? You surprised at the top of the leaderboard at all?
I'm not, and I think it's a Justin Rose golf course. It's just you got to just hit every shot solid, and I think Justin does that. So. Not surprised, but, it's golfing is the way it should be played, and they play in the elements again, so it makes this major special. And yesterday's scoring average was just above 75, so that shows you how hard that place is playing through one round and continued today.
Yeah, Scotty Scheffler is there. He shot a 1 under today, so he is just 5 strokes back, and there's the number 1 golfer in the world, and he's hovering, and I figure he'll probably make some noise this weekend.
Absolutely. Anytime he's up in the top of the leaderboard, you expect him to come through and give it a run. Depending on weather and things of that nature, I wouldn't be surprised to see him rattle off a few or just be right there through the 3rd round tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm looking for Justin Thomas. I last I saw here, he's +3. He was leading most of the day. He's 6 over on his first 7 holes today. I mean, it just shows you how quickly it turns. You look at the elements, it looks windy. It's chilly. It's like in the upper 50s, low 60s. There's some drizzle out there. And so you talk about the elements and how do you adjust, right? The guys who go over from the States who are playing in probably last 2 weeks before they went over there, they're playing in 90 plus degrees and humidity. It's a different world over there.
Absolutely. One, just the temperature alone, the ball is not going to fly what they typically have it. So they have to adjust their numbers. They have to adjust based off of just the pure temperature. And then you get wind. You get any sort of rain, the wind can shift. And I think what's different about Royal Troon that's maybe different than maybe a couple other major championships on the open rotation, the green complexes there are still very small. You have the Postage Sand Par 3 those greens are tough to hit. And when you hit them and you get into the coffin bunkers or you get into the pot bunkers, you better just try and salvage a bogey because it can get away from you in a hurry. And obviously getting away from JT, which is sad. But, you just have to adjust. You have to trust your numbers. You have to be able to flight the golf ball differently. It's not a game where you can throw it in the air like the American game of golf is and just hit it high and far. You have to control it, and you have to play it lower to the ground.
And the bunkers are brutal. I mean, the pot bunkers are just brutal. And you see guys hitting out backwards, sideways, just trying to get out of them. They're so penal.
They are. I struggle with just the bunkers around here. Right. So I can't imagine getting in something that has 67 layers of sod that I got to get hit it over. So I'll try and stay out of those and just stick to American bunkers because I struggle out of them as it is.
All right, 157 golfers. Nick Nee is with us, the director of golf at the San Diego Golf Club. Tiger is currently 149th. He's done. He was 14 over par, shot 6 over today. It's not good. And, I've got this, well, what's wrong with Tiger? And my answer is he's 48 years old. He's reconstructed. He's got a leg that he can barely walk on. He says he's getting better, and I hope he is. But I don't care who you are and who you were. You can't play once a month competitive golf and expect to compete with these young studs as deep as the field is who are playing. They're the prime of their careers. They're really, really good. The field is deep. You can't just expect to go out and compete with these guys. And look, the number plus 14 is ugly. There's a lot of ugly numbers on the board. But, I mean, what's wrong with Tiger? He's 48 years old. He's reconstructed, and he's not playing, and you just can't expect to go out there and be that dude that you watched in 2002.
Absolutely. And, I think hopefully we maybe see him more next year with the PGA Tour Policy Board giving the exemption to him to play the signature event. So hopefully he has a little bit more under his belt by the time he gets to the majors. But I tell you who hit it perfect on the head was JJ. I think on the Wednesday show as I was headed into work. I think we just need to appreciate that he's able to still do it at a pretty high level.
Yes.
He's playing golf courses that are extremely hard, and he's shooting, decent numbers. He's missing cuts, and he's only playing 4 times a year. But we have to shift the lens that we're in. We have to shift the perspective and just appreciate that he's able to do it and appreciate that we're still able to watch him. He may win, he may not. And honestly, I don't know that I care either way. I just like to see him out there. I think it's good for the game of golf. I think it's good to show the longevity. I think it's good for anybody looking at it that he can still do it. And we just have to appreciate that. He's not going to be a Tom Brady and go back and break Jack Nicklaus's major record. But could he win one? Yeah, I think it's just the setup's got to be perfect and suit his game, and he's just got to get hot for 4 days. But at the end of the day, if he's able to play, just appreciate that he's out there.
I think he's got to get healthy. And he says he's getting better in the leg and everything. And let's see what happens next year. He's not getting any younger. But if that leg gets to the point where he can play more than, again, once a month, it's just not enough. I don't care who you are.
Not at all. I mean, if I played once a month, I can only imagine what I would shoot. It would be a lot more than 14 over in 2 rounds. Yeah. I promise you that.
Yeah. All right. Before we get to the tip, I want to hit you on this because I know youth golf and high school golf is a big deal to you. And this PGA High School Golf National Invitational that's going on in Texas. And you've got the Academy girls team and the boys team that's going over there. Volcano Vista boys, La Cueva. I think the girls are going over there. The young golfers around here, and nobody's been better for youth golf, period, in this state than you have. And watching these young golfers go and get a chance, I've talked over the last bunch of years how rich it's become around here for youth golf. These young golfers really have an opportunity, on a national stage this week to go over and make some noise.
Absolutely. Just the pure exposure that they're going to get from not only people there, but just the people you get to compete against, right? Iron sharpens iron. And when you can go and compete against the best teams in Oklahoma, the best teams in Florida, the best teams in California, it's going to make you better, and it's going to give you an opportunity to showcase what you can do within the game of golf. And I think I'm right along with you, Jeff. I think the youth game is as strong as it's ever been. Certainly not because of me. I just kind of do what we can at San Diego with the great staff that we have. But there's a lot of really good golf professionals. There's really a lot of good golf coaches for the most part within New Mexico. You have Tom Yost up in Farmington. You have great people that are committed to growing the game of golf, and it's starting to show its teeth. But when they get to go to Frisco, one, they get a facility that is just top-notch. You have the 2 18-hole golf courses, the short course, food, the Omni Hotel. what the PGA of America and the home of the PGA of America has done is just create a landscape that's just great for anybody to go enjoy, and these kids get an opportunity to play that and be exposed to good players around the nation. It's the best thing, and I hope it continues for a very long time, because I think it's good for everybody, not just New Mexico. It's good for everyone to get out there and put them on one golf course and let them compete against each other, because I don't know any other sport that does it. So I'm excited that golf does.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. All right. You got a golf tip? Help our game a little bit?
Yeah. So the Ludwig Oberg tip, it's really good for some tempo. It's really good for setting the club. It's also really good face recognition. All you're going to do is grip the golf club with the lower hand, so right hand for a right-handed player, left hand for a left-handed player. You're just going to open it up, put that palm right against the grip of the club. You're just going to take it to the top. You can do it with half speed. And what you'll see is you're able to just control the face of the club. And it's going to, when you start increasing speed, you're going to have a really good tempo. You're going to take one of the hand and kind of neutralize it and just allow the left hand to be the guide hand. And you'll feel how, as you rotate properly, the face is going to go with you. But again, as you increase speed from starting at half speed up to maybe 75 or 80%, you'll feel really good tempo and a really good point where you set the club. How we talk a lot to our juniors about, we want to feel like we slap the back of the ball. And as we come through the impact zone, you can really feel that. And it's a great drill for tempo as well.
Love that. Actually, I really like that. Played a brand new course. I was in California, played a course. I missed a birdie putt on 4-foot birdie on 9. I would have broke a 40. And then I lost on the back, Nick. My driver got away. I might need a lesson here soon. You got a guy?
Absolutely.
You got a guy? If you're looking,
we'll get you the best one. It's already elevated when we tee it up. It's a squares club in the bag. It's one of my favorite lessons, aside from maybe chipping.
Beautiful. All right, if you're looking for instruction, it's San Diego Golf Club. It's Nick, and they've got just great teachers out there, great pros. Let us know what's going on out at San Diego Golf Club and how to take part.
Yeah, absolutely. Please come visit us. Patio is still fantastic. Great menu options and the specialty drink cocktail menu that you can pair with some of our highlighted grill offerings. That is open until dark every day pretty much. So come on and see us. Come into the golf shop. We still have the Adidas special running in the golf shop. Come by and see us there. Again, follow us on social media. Ben and I are set to play for a purpose August 13th as we play for UNM Children's Hospital and Sun Country Foundation and try and make as many birdies as we can over 72 holes, and follow us on social media to find ways to donate or pledge to help our cause.
It's all at sandiegolf.com. One of my favorite times of the week is 8:30 on Friday. I get to catch up with you. You're the best. Appreciate it as always. We'll talk to you next week.
Likewise. Love the time. Have a great week.
Be well. He is Nick Nee out at the San Diego Golf Club, and he's that good. So go out and enjoy what they got out there, and it's all at sandiegolf.com. Hey, Kenny Thomas is going to be with us coming up at 9 o'clock. He is the coach of the Enchantment. The basketball tournament starts today. The TBT, $1 million take all. Catch up with him and what the New Mexico-based team has in store, roster-wise, where they are, and how they are as they get set to go tonight. I want to tell you about IPS, International Protective Service. They protect my home. They protect hundreds of homes and businesses in Albuquerque and Santa Fe because crime is on the rise, because the officer shortage continues to be a big deal, and because you need protection. Look, when it's you or your home or your business, it's a big deal. They're there within 7 minutes or less when alarms go off. Normally, the response time is a lot longer because police just don't have the officers. IPS has officers strategically placed around Albuquerque and now in Santa Fe, and they react quickly. Often, they catch criminals in the act, detain them, call the police, and the police come pick up the bad guys. IPS also provides standing guards if you need eyes on your property around the clock. They'll install alarms and camera systems, and they've got a state-of-the-art facility that monitors those cameras 24/7, and it raises the level of security around your home and your business. So you're going on vacation. Who's watching your home? Make sure it's the good guys and not the bad guys. A quick response to your alarm or standing guards at your business, that's what IPS does. You sleep better at night. You can't prevent all the crime, but if you have no protection, you're more likely to be victimized. So call 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. Passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like me, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part,
so that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indy Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride barbecue chicken and ribs are
All right. A little bit of breaking news. Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor, considered maybe the best defensive player ever in the history of the NFL, turned himself in. He was arrested in Florida on a felony warrant. Turned himself in and has been released. He is a registered sex offender, and evidently he did not alert the authorities of his new address. So he turned himself into Broward County Sheriff's Office, Fort Lauderdale, released on bail yesterday, and he was behind bars for a few hours. This is a situation, and he's 65 years old now, that he found himself in a few years back. His attorney says it's just a misunderstanding, and it won't be a big deal, but this is a big deal when you're arrested on a felony, right? Or there's a felony warrant out for you. So you'll hear about that. He pleaded guilty, this is probably 10, 12 years ago, of sexual misconduct and patronizing a prostitute. And that resulted in him becoming a registered sex offender. And so because of that, he's required to inform authorities whenever he has a new residence. So Lawrence Taylor was arrested. All right, 505-246-0610. You're in on the text line. News flash. This is the texter who says Nate Dreiling, the former Aggie defensive coordinator and now interim head coach at Utah State, they got curb stomped in their last 2 games. They did, and they also shut down Auburn. Newsflash, Auburn wasn't even worth a bleep last year, and the last thing they cared about at all was New Mexico State. I love when you if you're New Mexico or New Mexico State or somebody, in this case, if you're New Mexico, you beat them, you wouldn't beat them. They didn't care about New Mexico State. New Mexico State beat them down. Whether they were ready for them or not, whatever, man. They were an SEC team that I believe was a 6-win team last year. No, they weren't great. But the next week they had Alabama beat if it wasn't for just a crazy prayer of a play at the end of the game. You're right, they weren't great. Were they not worth a bleep? They were all right. They weren't great. They weren't. But I understand. You're not going to give New Mexico State credit for anything, and that's fine. But they did. I mean, you don't have to like Nate Dreiling, and he might not be good. I'm not making you any promises on that. Lobo Hobo says reply to that guy who said New Mexico State was 131 out of 133. Aggies were depleted in the crummy NM Bowl. Crummy. It's always crummy when you lose, man. If you won, it would have been really cool. But it's crummy because you lost. Guys sat out, and I think Pavia was more banged up than we're being told. I do agree with that. I do think Diego Pavia was more hurt in the bowl game than they were saying. It's always crummy when they were fun. Fresno State thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So they came back 2 out of 3 years. They thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they thought they thought it was a pretty good game. New Mexico State, all of a sudden, this guy, wow, I mean, it was crummy. All right.
He would have sung a different tune if it had gone the other way.
Probably. All right. Tiger Woods 14 over. He is done at the Open. Dan says, how's the big cat going to get better? Jeffrey, no Juan Jose, and Gato Roberto. When we're already hearing we won't see him again until he gallops in an exhibition race in December. The other guys are being tested in real tournaments almost every week. That's exactly right. He's not going to compete until he starts to play. The Tiger said he's not playing again until the Bahamas in December. And then next year, maybe he'll play some more when he feels better. He's not going to get any better. He's not getting younger. He's not going to get any better by not playing. He's not.
By the time he gets better, he'll be in the senior league.
And he might be. And he's a year and a half away from being able to go on to the Champions Tour. Well, Carl says that was hard to watch, Jeffy. Yeah, it wasn't easy. All right, when we come back, Kenny Thomas is going to be with us. Not really kicking it with Kenny, but kind of kicking it with Kenny. He's in Houston. So is the Enchantment. They play tonight or today, this afternoon, against once a Bronco. It is the TBT, the basketball tournament. It is a New Mexico-based team. How does the head coach feel going into it? Who's on the team? Get you ready for that. That'll be next. It's the opening drive. Jeff Sambiera, Gato Roberto, on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us, and my wife, and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, refractive lens exchange. the latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their family.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Big Yellow Hoops today to go with your golf. Open Championship is going on out of Royal Troon. Second round. Your leader is the Irishman, Shane Lowry. He's -7. Not a lot of dudes under par, man. There's only 11 of them out of the 157. Shane Lowry at -7. Daniel Brown's down to -6 now. Justin Rose at 4. Scotty Scheffler's done for the day. He's 2 unders. Xander Schauffele's done for the day. He is 1 under par. So you get a little golf in the morning, get some hoops in the afternoon. The opening drive, Jeff Symbieta. I'll get back to your phone calls coming up in a little bit. In Houston today, the Enchantment, a New Mexico-based team with the New Mexico-based players, some of them, and some of them with just buddies who are New Mexico-based. The head coach is a legend. We were talking about, who the best number 8, who was the best number 4 ever. Well, it was Kenny Thomas, of course. The former Lobo is the head coach of the Enchantment. He's with us this morning from Houston. What's up, Kenny Thomas?
Man, how you doing, my guy? Hey, I heard you almost said 8.
No. We were talking about 8 earlier because Troy Aikman and Lamar Jackson are arguing over this copyright on the number 8. So we got into who are the best. Well, who do you think of when you think of 8? Do you think of Kobe? Do you think of Lamar? Do you think? And then I said, well, who's the best number 4 ever? And of course, it's got to be Kenny Thomas, right?
My guy, and it's still not hanging in the rafters, but it's okay.
How you feeling, coach? You gonna wear your jersey today when you're coach, or you're not wearing number 4 today, are you?
Man, if I wore my jersey, that means I'm checking in. People might get excited, man. It's not happening.
Need a big guy, though, don't you? Christian Cunningham's down, and you got enough big guys?
Yeah, last year, you talk about Cunningham, and then we had, I forgot his name last year, but the 2 guys were really athletic, right? And I think that's the most athletic that we've been. The fact that we started the first year with Drew Gordon, who just passed away, obviously, right? So we had that alumni game in the pit, and it was exciting to be able to give something to the community of New Mexico in the middle of July, right? But now we get an opportunity. We got Mo Kane Morris. He's playing on the team. He's an athletic big. And then we have Joey, who is a 6'11", big white guy that can actually play a really good ball. So, and then we got Ramon Martinez. So he's a shooter. So I feel like we got a lot of good pieces. And then we've never been as strong as we've been at the guard position because we got 3 guards, Bryce and Mathis and Scott, that can actually get some shots up. And then if we end up moving the ball like we're supposed to, there's going to be shots all over the place for everybody. So.
Joey Brunk is the big guy, the 7-footer that'll be there. Is Kenny Thomas. Enchantment plays today. It's 2:00 our time. They will play a team called Once a Bronco. It's a bunch of former Boise State Broncos. So it's almost like a little rivalry. I know Boise State wasn't in the league when you played, but when a lot of these guys did, they got Boise State. And the guy that most people are going to recognize right off the top is going to be Max Rice. You better defend the perimeter a little bit.
Yeah, obviously we're going to have to stay attached to a guy like Max Rice, and they have some guys that can shoot. Actually, they got a 6'7", 6'8" lefty that can shoot the ball pretty good. They play very well together from the standpoint of sharing the ball. But I feel like if we come out and change some things up and just kind of play the basketball that we've been playing over the last couple of years, because if you keep in mind, there's about 4 or 5 guys that have been a part of the process over the last 3 years. So they kind of know the system a little bit and kind of the offense to where it's kind of the way I played in Sacramento, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of movement because I had guards like Mike Bibby, Paige Stojakovic, Bobby Jackson, guys like that can move. And if you move without the ball, especially being a shooter, there's going to be a lot of shots. And the bigs are going to have to play good. If we can control the rebounding and limit a decent amount of second chance points, it's all about making shots in this league and playing a little bit of defense. So
it's winner take all.
Be fun.
Yeah, $1 million single elimination bracket. You can watch it over on tbtlive.thetournament.com. And then as you go on through this, they'll be on Fox's networks. You went to the Sweet 16 last year. I don't know if that counts when the Lobos finally get into a Sweet 16 or not. You guys decide.
It counts.
But how do you prepare for a team that you kind of know who their players are, but you've never seen them play, and they've never seen you play? But normally when you go into a tournament, you scout a team, you know what's coming. Do you have an idea what they're going to run, or you just say, hey, just don't let Max Rice beat us from three?
Well, there's going to be a lot of screens and a lot of movement, right? They're not the biggest team. They got some 6'10", 6'11" guys that are guys that are going to kind of play like our bigs. A lot of movement, a lot of pick and rolls. The comparison that I would put to this is kind of like playing in the NCAA tournament, right? Like you got to scout right away, and you have limited amount of time to prepare. The nice thing about it is that we have some guys on this squad that can actually play smart basketball, and that's what it comes down to, which is sharing the ball and figuring out who's open, because there's going to be some mismatches, and you got to take advantage of those. You can't come out and be all about which is basically you trying to take over the game and go one-on-one. That's not going to be the case. Pass to the open guy and just kind of like see what happens. It's kind of like March Madness, which is what I like, but you got to win 6 games to get into the championship. So we'll see.
It's Kenny Thomas, the coach of the Enchantment, and we're kicking it with Kenny here. Kind of a little bonus edition. Hey, how beneficial was that game for you at the pit the other day? I apologize. I was out of town, and I heard great things about the event. I heard it was super emotional. But as far as basketball for your team and getting a run, how beneficial was that for you?
I think it was great because we've only had about 4 days together, from the guys coming in and then the next day playing in that exhibition game. That game, it could be a little scary, and it can get you kind of a little weary of, like, from the standpoint of like how we're going to play. It was close. And it should not have been that close, especially with the guys that's on the team that have been playing. But you got to realize the alumni came out and played good, and then we gave them a little bit of momentum, and they kind of got going, and it was close. But the fact that I was able to kind of see kind of how guys kind of play to a certain extent to get a sense. But I think we're going to be more guard loaded and more guard focused when it comes to our offense. So having Scott and Bryce and Mathis now, those guys can actually play, and it really doesn't matter who's going to get the shot.
Yeah, Jared Gibbs was going to be part of this team. He's got a gig overseas. He went and got paid. Christian Cunningham is not going to be able to play. He's injured, but the addition of Morris, who does it late, helps. You're comfortable with the amount of guys you got. You're deep enough to go deep in this tournament. Sweet 16 last year was nice, but you got to win this thing to get the $1 million.
Yeah, you probably don't realize this, but last year we didn't have a game in between. I mean, we didn't have a day off in between. Now we have a day off in between. I think that's going to be good for recovery.
Yeah.
You got to keep in mind, these guys are playing professional ball, and they're playing on a regular basis. So as far as taking care of themselves and getting ready to be able to, like, suit up within, like, a day, I think it's going to be great because we usually don't have any time off. It's like back-to-back-to-back games. So hopefully we can get out of this region, and then the first weekend in August, not trying to be too confident, even though I am right now. We get out of this region, and then we can figure out the first weekend in August, like, what's going to happen there.
How about you? And he's Kenny Thomas. He's the coach of Enchantment. The difference in you as a coach from maybe 3 years ago when you just got started with this thing to now, and I know you haven't coached a bunch of games. Do you feel any different? Were there more butterflies then as opposed to now, or is it?
That's a great question.
Oh, thanks. That's
man, Jeff. That is a great question, man. people probably don't know this, but I coached at a junior college in Sacramento. It's called American River Junior College for 2 years. I never thought that I would be the guy that's like coaching, but it comes down to just basketball knowledge and X's and O's, which when it comes to the X's and O's, still getting familiar in trying to capture things that are happening, and then seeing how you can put it into action as far as like what's needed, like taking advantage of mismatches and different things like that. But short amount of time, man. The nice thing about it is that we have a group of guys that can play smart basketball, and like Mo, with the guys that we had last year, having Mo, a guy that can protect the rim, I think that's going to be a huge asset. And we just got to get out and run, especially since we have the elevation in New Mexico to help. We should be able to come up here and run.
How about something like this? How much coaching do you really do? Like you said, you get them for 3 days. You can only install so much. I mean, I guess you're making substitutions, but how much are you coaching? How much is like these guys? Like I saw your quote in the story in the paper. They're old enough. They know how to play.
Yeah.
So how much coaching are you doing?
I mean, it's basic sets. Once again, I really like our Sacramento, because when I played with the Kings of Action that we had in Sacramento, it was great. The bigs get opportunities to score. It's a matter of having a baseline out of bounds, sideline out of bounds, kind of with the same kind of action. And then it comes down to pick and roll, man. Mismatches, trying to capitalize on mismatches, and everybody can't guard the pick and roll because there's only 5 defenders on the floor, right? So you figure out how to take advantage of those mismatches and kind of go from there. But the intensity is going to be there because they don't call fouls. Referees do not call fouls in this thing. So you got to play through it. And then you got to keep in mind the rules at the end, the last 4 minutes. What is it? Elam ending?
The Elam ending. The Elam ending where they add, 12 or 16 points to the leading score, and then that's the target score. Yeah,
and then you get to that number, and it doesn't matter. Yeah. It's a whole new different game because you could be up 20, and then when that happens, it could totally shift.
Yeah. So, all right. Odds of you getting a technical foul in this tournament?
Never. That's a point that. Yeah, that's a point that we in a tournament like this, you can't give up because you never know if you're gonna need that point down the stretch. But no, that's not going to happen.
All right, go get some W's, man. We'll catch up with you next week because you're on your way to the Sweet 16. And appreciate you getting up this morning. I know you're probably up watching the golf anyway, right?
Yeah, of course I am. I already saw Lowry, -7 right now?
-7, yeah, dude.
Leading the pack?
Yeah, the course is tough. There's like 11, 12 dudes total under par. It's just hard. But
I can't believe Tiger was +8, man.
+14. 14.
Yesterday.
Oh,
was it 8? Yesterday was 8, right? Now he's at 14?
He's done at 14. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, man. Go get some wins. Give my best to my buddy Craig Snow, your assistant coach over there. And
he's not with us.
He's not there?
He didn't come. No, he didn't come.
Damn. Did he get a job in Europe too?
I have no clue. Jerome Robinson, he's here in Houston.
Right.
He's going to come join the staff. And I got some guys that have already been there, like Mike Murph, and some guys that are a part of the whole process from the beginning. So
right on.
They got my back, so we'll be good.
All right, go get some wins. I'll catch you next week. Safe travels. And,
hey,
good luck.
Isn't it weird, man? Coach Thomas, Coach Kenny, it's a little awkward, huh?
No, it's not that weird. I mean, it's just weird to you. It's just, you're just Kenny Thomas, you know?
Appreciate you, my guy.
Wear your number 4.
If we get to the game on Tuesday, let me know. I'll come back on.
Yeah, no, I'll hit you on Monday. All right,
Thanks,
on Tuesday. Be well, good luck, and I'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, appreciate you.
See you.
All right,
Here's Kenny Thomas, the head coach of the Enchantment. Technical, Bob? You think so? I mean, can you see Kenny just riding the refs?
No, I can't see.
Come
Kenny
on,
getting
now.
a technical.
Really? I mean, a little vigor, but I can. All right, you can recap on that, whatever you got there. I'll get you an update on the leaderboard as well. Stuff's cracking in the world of sports. 505-246-0610, and you are sending your correspondence. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. He'll get it next week if you do that. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The Jim Rome Show.
There was one 17-year-old who spent the last few days
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet.
Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Seriously? You expect me to drive while you aren't wearing seatbelts?
What's the worst that can happen?
Seriously? Buckle up.
Okay.
Thank you.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone.
First on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Oh, well. Little hope for you, Dr. Pepto.
Yes, indeed. How do you do that?
Lightheaded. Mi cabeza duele mucho porque no air in my head. All right, happy Friday now. I guess that makes it Friday. I got a new cup of coffee. Just talked to Katie Thomas, and it's Friday. And I got golf on my TV, and there's like, whoa, my head is like really, like for reals and stuff.
Yeah. Well, you do that. That'll teach you. Don't do it so long.
Whoa. All right.
I only got about halfway through what you did.
I ain't got no oxygens in my head. All right. Shane Lowry's leading the Open, -7. He shot a 200 today. Daniel Brown just finished -5. Justin Rose at -4. He's still on the golf course. And then Scotty Scheffler's done today. He's -2. Jason Day is done today. He's -2 or -1. Xander Schauffele -1. Tiger is done +14. He's on his way back to the States. The projected cut is 5 over par. Bryson DeChambeau's right on that number, so he may make the cut. Rory is struggling. He's out there chopping in the hayfields. And last I checked, I think he was +8. So we'll watch it. Yeah, Rory's trying to make the cut. Man, there he is, just out of these. You're not watching any of this? Like the conditions these guys are playing, it's just. Look, a lot of these golf courses I watch, and I'm like, I want to play. And then there's some I'm like, it just doesn't. It wouldn't be fun. You know?
Yeah. Well, you do a good description. So.
Chopping out of waist level hay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody forgot to call the farmer.
And the sand craters that they've got in there, these bunkers. Yeah, Robert McIntyre was good. He was 1 over now. He was 8 over on the day.
Ouch.
He's just, struggling. All right. Hey, I wanted to hit this. And I know there was a lot of talk about this. So Brianna Ionescu and Caitlin Clark both opted out of the skills competition at the WNBA All-Star game. Caitlin's not going to be in the 3-point shooting contest. And people are losing their mind over this. And, well, she's hypocritical. And no, if you really want to grow the game, then she should be there to grow the game. I don't know, man. Are you going to watch the 3-point contest and say, all right, that's growing the game. I've got to watch more WNBA. If Caitlin Clark opted out of the 3-point contest for whatever reason, it's her prerogative. And I've listened to people just bash her for everything. Why are they bashing Brianna Ionescu for that too, by the way? But I don't think they should bash either one of them. Do you bash LeBron James when he opts out every year of the dunk contest? He's never been in that. Never. Not in his prime, not now. Plenty of stars opt out of these things. Caitlin Clark hadn't had a break since last summer, like a year ago. She's never been the one who vocally said, I should be on the Olympic team. She said, I'd like to be one day. It's a dream of mine. But she's not the one who went out and complained that she isn't. She should be. I firmly believe that. She belongs. She just set the WNBA not rookie record, all-time record for assists while scoring 24 points and having 19 assists the other day. Would she bring that team down? No, she wouldn't. Would she add to that team? Damn, dude, Rory just is going to take a triple bogey. Triple bogey. He's going to plus 11. He's in Tiger range. Would she deter from that team? Would she detract? Hell no. Would she add to it? I don't know. How many better shooters in the women's game are there on the planet than Caitlin Clark? And even if you think she's just a shooter, then she would add that. But she's way more than just a shooter. Yeah, she turns the ball over a lot. She does. She'll get better. She also had 19 assists the other day. So if she didn't want to participate in a 3-point shooting exhibition at the All-Star game, it's her prerogative, as it is Brianna Ionescu's, as it is everybody else who opts in or out. But the people who are beating the crap out of her for this, where are you coming from? Well, if it's all about growing the game, then she should be everywhere and help grow the game. I don't know, man. First, let me ask you this. Is it her job to grow the game? That's a multi-pronged question. Is she tasked with growing the game? Now, I will argue that she's growing the game by being her, by having the following that she has, by being as good as she is. But if it's in her, whatever her reason is. And by the way, and I know she's not doing this, if she wants to flip the bird and say, you know what, you don't want me on the Olympic team, I don't want to play in your 3-point contest. Now, I know they're two completely different things. But the All-Star game is against the Olympic team. It's the WNBA All-Stars against the U.S. Olympic team. It's like an exhibition for the Olympic team. And then they're going to take a month off and they're going to go away.
Yeah.
And then they're going to come back.
Yeah.
Sabrina Ionescu participated in the 3-point competition with Steph Curry at the NBA men's All-Star game. Curry beat her by 3. Now, both Caitlin Clark and Sabrina Ionescu will participate in the All-Star game. Ionescu is going to be on Team USA. Clark's suiting up for Team WNBA. The skills competition is in Phoenix on Friday. All-Star game is Saturday night. Are you more or less apt to watch the All-Star game because Caitlin Clark is in it? Yeah, probably. Are you more or less apt to watch the skills competition because she's not? Yeah, maybe, huh? But look, man, for all the weight that she's carried, and I don't even know what her reason is, but I don't have a problem with it. Alicia Gray and Kayla McBride and Marina Mabry and Stephanie Dolson and Jonquel Jones will participate in the 3-point contest. Mike, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's up, Mike?
Hey, good morning, guys. I just wanted to weigh in a little bit on the whole Caitlin Clark Olympic snub. You know, just in my opinion, this year's the whole Olympic committee, both teams, the men's and the women's, seem to be extremely politically motivated. You know, no Caitlin Clark, no Jaylen Brown to replace Kawhi Leonard, and then no Kyrie Irving. We all know that he's kind of like maybe a questionable character, however you want to look at it, but. We're playing basketball here. We want to get the best basketball players. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I know you kind of already mentioned that, but I want to hear your thoughts about that. What's with all the politics controlling these Olympic teams? Thanks for the time,
it's interesting. No, and the Jaylen Brown thing is, it's come out that because he's not a Nike guy, and Nike is a big sponsor of the U.S. men's Olympics team, that they went with Derek White, his teammate with the Celtics, as opposed to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's one of the best players in the NBA, period. One of the best players in the world. I mean, if you're looking for best player when Kawhi Leonard left the team, it felt relatively easy. Jaylen Brown was your guy. And they went with Derek White instead. That was a huge snub. And there's a large faction who agree, and I think I might be part of that, is because he's not a Nike guy. And he's been critical of Nike, and Nike is the sponsor. I mean, what are we doing? Now, are they going to lose because Jaylen Brown's not on the team? No, I don't think they will. Are the women going to lose because Caitlin Clark's not on the team? No. There's no women's team in the world that's close to where the United States. The United States women are just that much far advanced. But the Caitlin Clark thing got so polarizing, and I think there was a faction that they just wanted to make sure. Oh my goodness, we don't want to make it look like we are favoring her because that's what we're being accused of. Caitlin Clark has proven her mettle. She doesn't have to, I mean, she will, but what more does she have to do? She belongs. Yeah, she's an all-star, and she's on the all-star team. She's not on the Olympic team. She opted out of the 3-point shooting contest. Good for her. Fine. But what more does she have to prove? For the people who are jealous and saying she's being given all this because what? Because she's a straight Caucasian Midwest girl, and look, you've heard it, I've heard it. Oh, she's a straight white girl, and that's not what much of the WNBA is. And so, why? She didn't have to prove anything, dude. She scored 24 points, had 19 assists the other night. She didn't have to prove anything more. The WNBA. I'm trying to pull up your stats. The internet's slow. I don't know if you know that there's a global issue with the internet. Last night, well, check now. Caitlin Clark where is she in scoring? Where the hell is she? She's got to be higher than that. I can't even find her. What is it? Not right. Anyway, there she is. Is that right? Caitlin Clark's the third leading scorer in the league. Tied for third. What more does she have to prove to you? I'm going to find you a better stat because I don't like the way this looks to me. 505-246-0610. Emails jeff@sportsanimalabq.com. This would give me a better one. Caitlin Clark is not third leading scorer in the league. She's the 12th leading scorer in the league. She's a rookie. Tied for 11th at 17.1 points per game. What more does she got to prove to you? A rookie. Hadn't had a break. Just set the assist record. What more do you want? But if she wanted to sit out, just like Sabrina Ionescu, how come Sabrina Ionescu's not taking the heat? And again, I don't think either one of them should. Sabrina Ionescu is a huge star. I get it, not as big as Caitlin Clark. But she's been around longer. 505-246-0610 is the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
The Jim Rome Show.
Barney Mania is kind of like Beatles.
Number one in New Mexico for We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
on his social media. Appreciate that. Hey, one other thing on the WNBA and Caitlin Clark, and for all the bickering and all the fighting, we had a conversation, I believe yesterday, Bob. Yeah. Jeff Symbieta, Bob Cat is in today, about the WNBA and their media rights going from, I think it was $60 million a year to $200 million a year.
Yeah.
And about a $2 billion deal over 11 years, right?
Right. Yes. And
can you turn around and say thank you to Caitlin Clark?
I think you should.
I mean, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, but certainly, look, the numbers are up. But the numbers are up ridiculously high for Indiana Fever game. That is the team for whom Caitlin Clark plays. They're moving Indiana Fever games on the road out of WNBA arenas into NBA arenas. And instead of getting 4,000 or 5,000, they're getting 17, 18, 21,000 people at her games. They're not doing that for the Sky versus the Lynx or the Sparks versus the Mercury.
No.
They're doing that for Fever games. That's Caitlin Clark's games. The television ratings are up across the board. They are up exponentially for games that feature the Fever. Again, if she decides to opt out of the 3-point shooting contest, that's fine, man. Whatever. Would it be better for the game if she was there? Yeah. Would more people watch? Of course. But for whatever her reasons are, she doesn't want to do it. Look, man, that's not an obligation. It's an honor to be selected for that. If she opts out, she's got enough damn honors. And the honor, you didn't want to honor her with being on the Olympic team? If she says, you know what, and I don't know if one has anything to do with the other. If she don't want to do it, she'll be in the All-Star game and your numbers will be up. You know why? Because she's playing.
That's right.
I would argue that, I mean, do you want to make, I'd place this bet. I would bet that an Indiana Fever game, like a regular game against Pickett, the Lynx, the Mercury, the Liberty, whatever, will get better ratings than the USA women's Olympic team playing against South Sudan or whoever the hell they're going to play. You think I'm wrong?
Yeah. No, I don't.
I think more people are going to watch the WNBA game with Caitlin Clark than will watch the USA Olympic team. So you want to bash on her all you want, and, oh, she's this rookie and she's getting too much attention. Oh, she's this. Oh, she's that. It's only because she's whatever. But you may want to say it's kind of the Tiger Woods effect, man. And I said this months ago. She's got the Tiger Woods. I'm not telling you she's Tiger Woods. I'm not telling you she's as good as Tiger Woods. I'm telling you the Tiger Woods effect. And we had this conversation earlier.
Mm-hmm.
The reason golfers are playing for the purses they're playing is in large part because of Tiger Woods increasing the popularity of the game over the last 2.5 decades, and more people, more sponsors, and hence television rights going up, and these guys playing for the ridiculous money that they're playing for.
That's right.
And God bless them.
Yeah. And Caitlin's doing the same thing.
And they will start making more money, because when the media rights deal goes from $60 million to $200 million, there all of a sudden is another $140 million to distribute to the players. And everybody's salary goes up, and you go from making $70,000 to $700,000. Huh. Thank you to Caitlin Clark. But no, people just want to rip on her. Look, I don't know Caitlin Clark. I enjoy her game. I think she's handled the fame, the pressure, the, I don't want to say abuse. What's the right word? The
abuse,
criticism,
the hazing,
the negativity. How about that? The hazing is interesting. That's a good word. But the negativity, I think she's handled it tremendously.
Yeah. A lot better than most people would.
A lot better than many. Yeah. And I think she's handled it better than some who are going through it right now.
Yeah.
And look, the Angel Reese, the rivalry with her, and Angel Reese has got her thing, and I think she's been treated unfairly too, by the way. Right? But these two young ladies, I don't know if anybody can name more than two people in the WNBA.
I certainly couldn't.
But I know you know who Caitlin Clark is.
Yeah.
And you've probably stopped in and watched a game somewhere along the line?
Yeah. A little bit.
Have you watched anything? Have you ever watched the Sparks play the Mercury?
The Who and the Who?
Exactly right. The Dream play the Sky? Of course you haven't. The Lynx and the Sun? No. They're all like hot names. Mercury, Beaver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sparks. Yeah. But
well, you got it. That's branding for you.
No, I know, I'm fine with it.
They want to get it.
But my point is on her, look, let her do her thing. And these young ladies who are about ready to cash in, instead of beating the hell out of her verbally, and you like, don't treat her with kid gloves on the floor. You foul her, play her like you play anybody else.
Well, not a flagrant foul.
Well, dude, play your game, man. But I think at some point you better say thank you, because she's had the Tiger Woods effect on this game. And again, look, let's say the rights fees goes up to $220 million from $200 million, whatever the number is. But we've already seen it probably coming in at $200 million in the next rights fee annually from $60 million.
I would take that pay jump.
What is that? 4 times? 3.5 times? It's 3.5, almost 3.5.
Yeah, 60 to 200.
Yeah, 6 times 4.
Well,
right?
6 times 3 is
18. Yeah, so it's 3 to 3.5. Yeah, it depends if they end up at 220 or wherever they're going to end up. Yeah, if she's increased the value of the league 3 to 3.5 times, and it's not just her. I'm not like, I don't want to give it all to her, and the rights fees would have gone up. But if she's not there, do you think it's going to 200 million?
No.
You guys, we have talked more about WNBA, and I say we as a collective we. The sports talking people. Those of you who enjoy games. Dang, Rory has just lost it. He just missed a 3-footer.
Oh.
I mean, he's 12 over par.
Oh, no.
Like, I mean, he almost won the U.S. Open. And 1, 2, 3. He's 7 over after 5 holes today.
Oh.
He's one of the best in the world. Man, that U.S. Open beat the tar out of him.
It did.
Here's Bryson, who won the U.S. Open, and he's 6 over par. I think the value of the league, the media rights would have gone up with or without her.
But not that much.
I think that's right. I think that's the obvious.
60 to maybe 65, you think?
No, I think it had gone up to 100, 120 million.
Think
yeah,
so?
no, I just think the popularity and I think it was time. I think they were undervalued. Yeah, I think it was time.
But without Caitlin this past year, we wouldn't have been talking so much WNBA.
We've talked more in the last 2 months we have in our lifetime.
That's right. So that's why I say maybe 60 to 65.
In our life.
120.
Yes. You guys know more about the WNBA than you ever wanted to know, and you don't care. We kind of listen because she's interesting. All right, wrap it up when we get back. 505-246-0610. Still got time for you as you head into your weekend. Emails still coming in, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, and JJ, he'll get them on Monday at JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Hey, are you looking for a place to hold an event, a party, a reception, maybe even a convention? The Albuquerque Convention Center has over 600,000 square feet of flexible indoor and outdoor meeting space in the heart of downtown Albuquerque. Accessible parking, great catering staff, accessibility, wonderful menus. It is your spot. If you've got a group from 2 to 20,000, I want you to take a look at the Albuquerque Convention Center. Entertainment and event space right in the heart of downtown. Civic Plaza is a great spot in the warm weather with Food Truck Friday, seasonal splash pad, outdoor stage, special events. Make it part of what you do on a regular basis. With their parking garage right off Martin Luther King Jr., directly connected to the facility's east building. Parking garage tunnel decorated with art and lined with windows to look out downtown as you enter the building. And the center includes an east and west wing. It connects the two. It's a sky bridge that goes over 2nd Street. An exciting sight to see as you walk through one building to the other. Spaces include meeting rooms and ballrooms, exhibit halls, lobbies, foyer space, and it's walking distance from most downtown locations. Isleta New Mexico Bowl hosts an event there every year because they have been great to us. I know you've been to events there. Now host your event there. It's pretty easy. All you got to do is visit albuquerquecc.com, get all your information, or give them a call, 505-768-4575. Albuquerque Convention Center. Book your dream event at the center of it all.
This
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Kevin Durant is practicing and may play against South Sudan for the United States men's Olympic team as they play this weekend. The cyber outages hit the U.S. Olympic preps as they are next week. Lamar Jackson and Troy Aikman are in a feud over a trademark bid for the number 8.
A lot of money involved in that, dude, apparently.
It's crazy. So I got this email earlier. Remember, there was an expert in that story said, that legally you can trademark a smell or copyright a smell and all. This said the expert is wrong. The number 8 is the public domain and isn't at all recognizable as being or belonging to an individual. Just as Disney couldn't trademark Dia de los Muertos in preparation of and Pixar's release of the movie Coco and whoever, so couldn't trademark Taco Tuesday public domain entities. Was it LeBron tried to get Taco Tuesday? Somebody did. Maybe it was Taco Bell.
Somebody. I heard that from somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron used to be out there, Taco Tuesday. Okay.
Now I'm hungry again.
Whatever, man. You want something to eat? What do you want?
Tacos, of course.
All right. Where do you want them from? Where do you go for your where does you go to?
I
mean, you're all over this town.
Yeah. Well, Little Anita's is good.
That's always good. Yeah. All right. I didn't expect you to go there. Ooh, you're cartoonios.
Yeah. Got a Little Anita's just a mile.
You got a favorite breakfast burrito?
Yes, from Central Grill and Coffee House.
That's a good one. Look at you pumping the Strauss house. We did our 10th anniversary show at that place.
Yeah.
6 years ago. Place right over here, Papa Frank's, right on Marble and 3rd, right behind the courthouse.
I'll have to
my
try that.
favorite. It's my favorite in town.
Okay.
Affordable, big, crispy bacon, real strips of green chili.
Oh, okay.
It's gooder than bleep.
Okay. Yeah. Make me hungry.
It's gooder. Yeah, gooder's a word. Gooder's a word. All right. What else you got as you go into your weekend? Those are your headlines as you hit it. Over the weekend, you're going to get the WNBA All-Star Game and skills competition, if you like. You're going to get, let me give you this one also. Lawrence Taylor was arrested in Florida on a felony warrant. He did not let the authorities know that he had changed his residence, and as a registered sex offender, he must do that. So people will be talking about that. You're going to get camps open up this weekend, some NFL camps, the early ones, because you got the Hall of Fame game in just 2 weeks from now for the National Football League. What are you laughing about?
No, it's just I can't wait for it.
Yeah. Yep.
But Hall of Fame, these one-off games.
No, that's an exhibition.
Yeah, it's an exhibition.
Basically, it's around the Hall of Fame inductions.
Yeah.
And then they play an exhibition. So that'll be around that. And you get the TBT, which will be tonight, actually today, 2:00. The Enchantment, the New Mexico-based basketball team that is in the winner-take-all $1 million, the basketball tournament. They're in Houston. Kenny Thomas was with us. They'll play against once a Bronco, a group of former Boise State Broncos. And so kind of like old school. And it'll be fun to see how Morris Udeze plays. It's going to be interesting to see Bryce Alford in this. And it'll be available for you. You can stream that game. It's online. I don't believe that game is available for you on Fox or FS1. So you go to tbtlive.thetournament.com. TBT is in the basketball tournament. tbtlive.thetournament.com.
You know what Kenny should do is he should have somebody sew his number on his suit jacket.
He's not going to wear a suit, dude. Kenny's going to be wearing shorts and a golf shirt untucked and a pair of Air Jordans.
Okay, so have his number sewed onto his T-shirt or whatever.
Suit.
Just it's.
You're thinking coach. Kenny's coach. He's going to wear a suit. You think Kenny owns a suit?
I'm sure he does.
I mean, Kenny came in one time with a shirt tucked in and a collared shirt. And I'm like, damn, you must have a big appointment.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you noticed. I'm like, yeah.
I'm sure he's got a suit. Probably not a tux, but
he might.
Suit.
He might.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he's got a suit. I mean, not that I've ever seen him wear it, but he's got one. All right, so that's what's going on as you go through, and then Utah State has officially fired their head coach in football, Blake Anderson, what they're calling violations related to reporting requirements for all Utah State employees. It's such a bizarre story. And the president of the school, Elizabeth Cantwell, said, well, I recognize that today's decision has a significant impact. It's the only one that could be made on the facts. We are committed to moving forward and building a winning athletics program grounded in student success and integrity. This was evidently, there was a sexual misconduct report. The school also fired their deputy athletic director, Jerry Bovee, and a football staff member named Austin Albrecht for violating policies. And you heard Nate Dreiling with us earlier today, the former New Mexico State defensive coordinator who is now taken over as the interim football coach, the head football coach at Utah State. So tough situation there. And it's not over because Blake's attorneys are going to file suit and counter on this whole thing. So we'll watch that from afar, and that'll play out as the season goes on. Zach Edey, the Rookie of the Year favorite, ankle injury during Summer League. Put your money on Bronny, huh? Thanks to Nate Dreiling and Kenny Thomas and Nick Nee. They were all with us today. Thank you to Adrian. It looks great on the visual side. Big thank you to Dr. Roberto. Getting up early. Look at you. All week you got up early and did this show.
Yeah.
Why don't you just make it a regular? Why don't you just come on the show?
I'll be back August 1st, 2nd, and 5th.
Oh, is that when I'm gone?
Apparently.
Yeah, all right. Have a great, safe weekend, boys and girls. Be good to each other, please. Be kind and loving and caring and sharing. We'll smell you on Monday.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet.
Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!